Yes.
It's so weird how this all ties in together,
I
huh?
know. Charigatis is very Greek.
Say
Spiro
that.
and I went.
Have you been there?
Yeah, we went on our honeymoon. I did not want to come back.
Really?
Yes, it is so beautiful, and the people are just I don't know, something about them. They're special.
Really nice,
yeah,
and the food
so
is
nice.
good.
Yes, I was so sad. I actually cried when we left our honeymoon. I know that's really weird because I'm not a big crier.
So we all have to go to Greece. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, we can do that. Also, what we can do is learn about this recipe, y'all. It is so good. Lucy, what are we making today?
Today we are making a pasta with some veggies and a pumpkin cream sauce. So it's October, of course. We did our pumpkin cake bars last week.
Yeah.
And I love to do pumpkin stuff during October. And I've made pasta dishes before with pumpkin. And this one is really good. It has, of course, a creamy sauce, and it has a little bit of a kick to it. And we're going to start out sauteing some of our vegetables. So I just have a pot, or you could use a big skillet. I'm just going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil.
Now, you were telling us earlier it has a little bit of a kick in it.
Yeah.
And you were saying that Joe's going to like it. Is it because of the seasoning or the veggies that we're using?
It's really just the seasonings. I'm just going to put a little bit of cayenne in it, and it really goes great with the pumpkin. And we're going to use an Alfredo based and just take a shortcut with a jar. But you could totally, not put any in it, or you could put more.
Right.
So that's the great thing about cooking at home. You can put, as much or as little as you want. So I just have yellow, red, and orange bell pepper and a small red onion. So I'm just going to put those in here. We're going to cook them over medium-high for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to season them up with some salt and pepper to begin with. And then we're actually going to make everything in this pot too. Joe's here.
I'm just going to walk
Hi.
in.
Hi.
I just wanted to come in. So,
Hi.
so we talk about your Greer's family, of course.
Yes.
We talked about your Greek side of the family. And speaking of family, we teased something a little bit earlier.
Lucy has some big news.
And it's so funny because some of the viewers are already asking, I guess because they can see my chef coat doesn't quite fit anymore.
Yay.
Yes, we're adding another pumpkin to our family. So we are expecting our fourth child, and it's a girl.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
4 precious babies.
Four
So
precious
2
babies.
boys and 2 girls now.
Yes, and the kids, I can't tell if they're excited or not. I think that the boys are. We're actually moving to a new home, and Nick came in last night and he said, "Where's your new baby gonna sleep at the new house?" My new baby. So I think the boys, are pretty into it. Elle, she's just 2, and she's not really into baby dolls, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
gonna be great.
But yeah, so the more the merrier. Apparently 3 just wasn't enough.
So sweet.
What are you going to do? How are you going to keep control of 4 kids?
I don't know, because we don't really have good control of 3. So it'll definitely be a challenge for sure.
It's gonna be
but
so
we're excited.
sweet.
Yeah, thank
We're
you.
so excited for
Thank you so
you.
much.
Well, maybe 5 to 10 years down the road when they're bigger and you need to fill them up, you can remember this recipe. to feed a lot of
I know.
people.
Yes, they like. They call these square noodles. I'm using ravioli, but I could also use. I love these little tortellini, so I'm gonna use that too.
Ooh.
But yeah, last night when I was making it, they were pretty into it. So I'm gonna try to give them some tonight and see if they'll eat it. They're kind of
Square
picky.
noodles.
But yeah, they like square noodles, so it should be okay.
So we're sure it's not twins or triplets or quadruplets.
Thank goodness, no, it's not twins or triplets.
So
Yes, when I found out, that was Spiro's first reaction. I hope it's not twins. I was like, what? I hope it's not twins.
Because 3 to 5 is a big jump.
That would be, yes. So I'm like, well, surely we can handle one more, but twins was a little much,
Right.
So they're much easier now that they're older. But yeah, so just one. We weren't going to find out what it was, but we just couldn't wait. So we found out, and it's a girl.
So
you
sweet,
know.
a precious little girl.
Yes.
Well,
So
congratulations.
thank
We love
Y'all are
you. We'll be
sweet.
back with more in here in just a little while. Ladies, get your friends together for Girls Night Out at the Wharf. Well, we made our big announcement in the last block. Lucy is adding to the fam.
I am, yes, expecting my 4th child.
Congratulations. We're all so
Thanks.
excited.
Thank
And
you.
it's a girl.
It is. Yes.
So
Elle will have a sister. I grew up with 2 sisters. you know, and then of course we have the boys and a girl, and so we're having another girl.
So it's going to be 2v2.
Yes, 2v2, 3v3, I guess, with me and Spiro.
Yes.
And actually we have a girl dog and a boy dog, so it's 4v4.
Man,
I know.
you guys
so
are just equal opportunity family.
We are. So yes, baby girl due in February. So I have a bit of a ways to go. Looking at me, you'd think I was due soon, but it's still a ways to go.
Nah, you look great.
Thanks.
So speaking of the food we're talking about today, what are we working on here?
We are working on our pasta with the creamy pumpkin sauce. And in this pot, I started with red, yellow, and orange bell pepper and a small onion. And I just cooked that in a little bit of olive oil. And now we're going to make the sauce in this pot too. So I just put in 1 jar of Alfredo sauce, and I'm using 1 cup of pure pumpkin puree. Of course, this is just pure pumpkin, not the sweet pie filling, so there's no sugar in there. And then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt, and I have 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper and a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice.
This is definitely a unique flavor combination. I think what you've done here now and in the past is you found really cool ways to infuse pumpkin to get you into that fall spirit into various dishes.
Yeah, and it really goes great with all these veggies and this this pasta that I'm going to use. So we got our water boiling. So before we go, I'll add in. I'm using tortellini, but I have ravioli that I used it with. You could use frozen or the kind that comes refrigerated. So I just have 2 packs, and it's just cheese. So we're going to cook that first, and then we're going to add our asparagus in at the last minute and a half. So we'll get that going. But I really wanted to do something with all of these veggies because we have an event that we're sponsoring tomorrow night, the Victory Teaching Farm.
Yes.
Yeah, their down farm fundraiser. We are sponsors of that for the 5th year in a row, and this is their 5th year.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool organization. If y'all don't know what the Victory Teaching Farm is, it's an urban farm right here in Midtown, and they have field trips. They have kids coming through there all the time to, of course, learn about farming, and it's really neat to see. I've been to the event before, and they do such a good job. It's chefs from restaurants and caterers from Mobile and Baldwin County come to this event and provide fare from fruits and vegetables that they grew at the garden. And it's tomorrow night, Thursday. You can still buy tickets. The tickets are $40. You can get them at the door. And if you want more information on it, it's the victoryteachingfarm.com. And it's really a neat organization and a really cool event to go to.
Well, it really is the perfect match, mixing Greer's with what Victory Teaching Farms does, because you're talking about all this farm to table, locally sourced things, and you're a local grocery chain here. So it's all community supporting each other.
Absolutely.
To make our industry and grow in this area. So it's really cool. Go check it out. We've had Terrence from Victory Teaching Farms here on the show a couple times talking about the event, so we do have all the information online. Meanwhile, Lucy, I'm going to let you keep working on this. When we come back, we'll be finishing it up and get a chance to taste this pumpkin-infused dish. Thanks a lot, Lucy.
Thank you.
We are back in the kitchen with our sweet friend Lucy. If you're just now tuning in, we are making something perfect for fall: ravioli and veggies with pumpkin cream sauce. Bam, there it is.
Yes.
And you missed some big news. Lucy is having another baby.
Yes, we are. It's funny when we were expecting our little girl, she's 2 now, it was kind of around this time, and so we got a new little pumpkin for the baby, for her, and so now I have to do that this year too.
All the pumpkins.
So we haven't picked out the
cute.
pumpkins for the kids, but we'll have to get one for the new little baby too.
So sweet. So we are working on this, y'all. When I tell you it smells and looks so good.
I'm so glad. It really did turn out really yummy, and we have our sauce here and then our pasta here. So what we did was we started out with red, yellow, and orange bell peppers, a little bit of red onion, cooked that down, then we made the sauce right here. I just used a jar of Alfredo sauce and a cup of pure pumpkin puree, put that in, thinned it out with a little bit of milk, and then we added some pumpkin pie spice, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, and that was our sauce. And then I have right here, I used ravioli ravioli in that one, and I used tortellini in this one. You could use fresh or frozen. So I just cooked the pasta for 4 minutes, and then I added the 1 bunch of chopped asparagus, and I just cooked that in the same pasta water for another minute. So it just takes a little bit of that bite off, but it still keeps that beautiful green color.
Yeah.
And now we're just gonna mix it in here, and supper will be ready. And this would also be a really good one. We talk a lot about, you know, doing lunch prep and making a batch of this and then just dividing it out to take for lunch each day would be good. And if you didn't want to use ravioli or tortellini, of course you could use penne or, you know, whatever pasta. So
yeah, and this could also be, if your kids like pasta, good for the kids. A lot of hidden veggies in here,
Yes.
so kind of sneak them in.
Absolutely, and you can always chop stuff up super small, you know,
Right.
especially if you're dealing with kids. So yeah, mine really love, I said, the square noodles, they call them ravioli. And it just has a little bit of heat to it just from that cayenne, but it's not overpowering. And if you know, didn't care for heat at all, then you just wouldn't add that.
Right.
But it's really pretty, and it would go great with, you know, a roasted pork tenderloin, or you could add shrimp in here and just make it, you know, put the protein in there. So,
Lucy, this may
do you like it?
This may be one of my favorite recipes that you've made so far.
Okay, I'm glad. Thank
Y'all,
you.
this is so good.
Thank
the
you.
crunch from the asparagus adds
Yeah, I like the veggies in there. The veggies really, you know, just bring it all together for sure.
It is so good, you guys. You're gonna have to make this. You know, it's gonna get a little chilly tomorrow.
Yes.
It would be perfect for tomorrow, maybe sometime this week. But it's so good. Of course, we need to talk about Greer's real quick before we leave.
Yes. Well, I mentioned before to Joe, and one more time, if you don't have plans tomorrow night, the Victory Teaching Farm right here in Midtown is having their 5th annual farm fundraiser, and it's an awesome event. It's $40. You can still get tickets at the door, and chefs from all around Mobile and Baldwin County come. You get to eat and you get to drink and support an urban farm right here that teaches the kids in our community, you know, what farm to table is all about.
Perfect.
So it's super cool.
And we love that Greer's partners with that, help to make our
Yes.
community a little stronger and help our kids learn too. Lucy, thank you so
Thanks.
much. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
baby girl. Again, we will be right back with more Studio 10 after this.